Hi, my name is Cici Tompkins, and I'm the Director of Outreach for the Children's Education Alliance of Missouri. Today I'm going to give you a tour of the state capitol and some pointers. Whatever your passion issue is, going to the state capitol is one of the most effective ways to have your voice heard. Legislators often only hear from lobbyists and not from those that are being affected by their decisions. They need to hear from constituents or those that elect them. They are called representatives because they represent you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to the Capitol. While we're making the journey, here's a few key things to keep in mind for your trip to the Capitol. Make sure to bring a one-pager to leave behind because you'll never know if your meeting might get canceled. Also plan for your meeting to last no longer than 15 minutes. And be prepared to only have 30 seconds in the hallway, so be prepared and practice your elevator pitch. Keep your message personal and share your personal story. You can include some supporting statistics, but your personal story is going to be your most powerful tool in your toolbox. Make sure to always greet all your elected officials by their title, so senator or representative, and always thank them for their time. You may not always agree on every issue, but make sure to speak respectfully to them and thank them. You can also send a handwritten thank you note, including a photo or note or drawing from your child after your trip. Make sure you get there a half an hour before to leave plenty of time for parking and getting into the building.
One inexpensive parking option is the municipal parking garage, which is great when it's crummy weather. And it's located only just one block east of the Capitol. The easiest way to get to the Capitol from here is just down the alley. And once you come out of the alley, you're almost there. You just cut right through this parking lot and you'll see the entrance. The best option, really, if you're lucky enough to get a spot, is the circle that runs around the Capitol building. Some of it's reserved, but a lot of it is free 3-hour parking. If you can't find a spot, there's also street parking that's metered. When you arrive, you'll see these beautiful stairs here, and the main entrance is a little bit tricky to find. It's actually hiding behind these stairs. So this is the main entrance, also known as the carriage entrance. It's located under the stairs and is a little bit tricky to see from the street. But if you come up this way, it's also ADA accessible.
Make sure to leave plenty of time to get through security. Today I got lucky that I didn't get stuck behind a group of 100 people. Dress respectfully, but also comfortably, especially wear good walking shoes, because you'll be doing lots of walking today. And be prepared to carry whatever you bring in. There isn't a coat check. You may get lucky that you'll be able to stash your coat at a representative's office, but likely you'll be carrying everything throughout the whole day. And you can even rent a wheelchair here at the information desk, as long as you bring your ID.
After you've gotten through security, I recommend stopping at the front desk here so you can grab your directories for the House and the Senate. That way you know where you're going for the day. This side is the House side, and this side is the Senate side. And this is the Rotunda. This is where our National School Choice Week rally is going to take place. Make sure to check out the Missouri State Seal, but don't walk on it. And if you've got time, located right next to the Rotunda is the Missouri State Museum. It's located on both sides of the Rotunda. And right at the top of the stairs above the Rotunda is the governor's office. Come check it out. This is where the governor signs his bills, and if you're so lucky to have a bill passed into law, you can get invited to come watch the process. So there's elevators and stairs located throughout the building. You'll find the elevators on the street side of the building. Make sure that your first stop in the building is your representative's office. There you can confirm your meeting for the day and also get to know the LA, or legislative assistant. And here we are on the 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor is where you're going to find the House and Senate chambers.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, I was wondering if Representative Duncan might be available to meet for a few minutes sometime today.
Well, he's actually on the House floor at this time, but I'm happy to help you if there's anything that I can do to answer any questions or.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think a lot of times
come into the office and they'll want to see the legislator, and they may not be available. And so we can offer to help or answer questions, and sometimes we're just kind of treated like, oh no, that's okay, I really want to see the legislator. But so many times we do try to stay very knowledgeable and up to date and on the key issues that are going on, and especially legislation that they have filed. So a lot of times we can bridge that gap, and building that relationship with the legislative staff makes them, first of all, recognize you, as an individual. The legislative staff is also knowledgeable with what's going on, where it is currently in committee or in the voting process. And so a lot of times we can answer questions if the legislator's not available. Advocates are here kind of on a regular basis, and so they'll pop in and say hi and just check in and just acting like we're normal people, and that and just saying hi and how are you today, kind of things go far, I think, and just feeling like you're a fellow friend working on the same issues. I may only get 5 minutes with the legislator for an entire day to actually have a conversation. So I would say keeping it to the point and keeping it brief. Being passionate about an issue we always welcome that, because there are some really, especially issues with children and families and things that just really hit home, and so they come in and they're very fired up, and we understand that. But I think it's just the approach and how they deliver the message that they're trying to get to the legislator is very important, and staying calm and understanding too that they have to be flexible, because even though they may have an appointment, doesn't mean that we can always keep that time exact. Or you may have an appointment with another legislator where you've ran over, and so then when you come to our appointment, you're late, and so we just have to juggle. It's like a juggling game all the time, trying to make things work and be effective.
Now let's continue our tour. If you're not sure where you're going or where the House or Senate floors are, the LA can actually escort you and even pull legislators off the floor for you.
So these are the doors to the House chambers. You have the Republican side and the Democrat side. When session starts at 10 a.m. every day, so you'll want to schedule meetings before 10 a.m. or closer to noon. But that doesn't mean you can't talk to legislators when they're on the House floor. There's friendly doormen here that you can ask to pull your representatives off the floor. They'll come into the hallway and you can chat for a few minutes with them. And here are the doors to the Senate chamber. Constituents are not allowed on the Senate floor, but often you can have meetings in the gallery just located next to the Senate floor. So you can ask your local representative or senator for a tour. It's absolutely beautiful in there. It's a piece of history and really worth checking out. And this is the Senate lounge. This is where many of the Senate committee hearings happen. You can testify in favor or against bills, and one of the only opportunities you have to have your voice heard. So this is the basement. Down here we have the cafeteria. This is a great place to meet people and a really easy way to grab a quick lunch. And there's also vending machines as well if you just need to grab a quick snack. Sometimes it can be really busy down here, so you may need to check and see if it's a good time to actually sit down and have lunch. And then down these two hallways is where you have your House hearing rooms. This is where committees meet and your opportunity to actually speak for or against pieces of legislation. You'll have 2 to 3 minutes to testify for these bills, so I recommend coming prepared. Come with your written testimony and practice a lot in advance. And you'll exit the building just to the right of security. Don't try to go out the security. Right across the street from the Capitol is High Street, where you'll find a lot of other dining options. One favorite spot, which is family friendly, is Eris's Pizza Palace. There you'll find a pasta, pizza, and salad buffet. If you keep going down High Street, you'll find other dining options as well.
Advocacy doesn't end when you leave the Capitol. Make sure to send a thank you note after your trip to all the legislators that you've met with. You can also invite them to a tour of your school. So hopefully now you feel better prepared for your day at the Capitol, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the rally for National School Choice Week.